there, YouTube. On a beautiful sunny day. It's not very warm. It's trying to get to 60 degrees. Actually, it's pretty close to it now. It's about 56 at the house when I left, but when I came down, downhill, it warmed up a little bit. But I am out doing a warm-up ride on the Road King to do its service on it. I did its because when I bought it, it had 1,507 miles or something like that on it. Well, I had no idea if anybody done the first service, so shortly after I got it, I did the what's referred to as the 1K service. I did it at about 1,800 miles, and it's got 6,092 on it right now. So I've gone 82 miles on that. Oh, I was thinking something else here, but yeah, I've gone about, what was it, 4,300 miles or so on whatever that works out to be on the oil. Since the oil change, I'd like to have done it at 5,000, but I was on the Utah trip. So I'm going to do something a little different on this service. That I'm going to break my trend of using a certain type of oil for the last, good Lord, how many years now? Long time. But I think I'm going to try Redline 20W50 in this thing this time, instead of my normal MotorX 10W50. I'm just going to try something different. That MotorX is, I mean, a fantastic oil. That's why I always use it, but it's so slippery that this may not make sense to you, but it's so slippery it actually you hear valve train noise more so with it than with regular oils. And you know, it's got you can use it in regular motorcycles that share the engine oil with the clutch. It's got a modifier in there for wet clutches. And but anyway, I noticed with Harleys anyway, they're a lot more noisy with that. I mean, once it gets hot, it should, you know, because it's a multi-weight oil, it should revert to the 50 weight once it gets hot. And once it gets really hot, you know, for the most part it does, but I don't know, for my riding it's a little cooler around here, and I'm thinking it's never getting thick enough. Harleys don't mind a thick oil, but with, you know, any thicker oil, you need to be cautious of cold weather riding. But like if you look in Harley's manual, 20W50's good down to whatever degrees. Colder than I'd probably be riding this thing in anyway. So anyway, I'm going to try that. In this, I've been using the Redline tranny oil and the Redline chain case oil anyway. So figured I'd use their motor oil too. I mean, it's a known good oil, so it's not like I'm going to hurt anything by any stretch. And that's probably one of the most commonly used Harley oils around that I know of. Almost every single Harley that comes in that I either do a service on or a used vehicle inspection, they trade them in on Spiders, or, well, we'll probably see them coming in on Indians too. The rule of thumb is for every third Indian there's a Harley trade-in. So anyway, but they all have Redline oil in them, so I can't tell by the engine oil, because it's just an engine oil. But I do like, you know, in the old days before, you know, all the EPA stuff got in, motorcycle oils always had kind of a darker color to them. That, I don't know, in in my head that just tells me it's a much richer oil. And the reality is the base, the synthetic base, if you watch it, well, you wouldn't be able to see that because it's dealer only, but there's this huge thing on BRP's oil, and their synthetic base is so purified, it's odorless and colorless. They refine it to that level. So I guess a dark colored oil, and the reality, the color comes when, you know, with other additives, actually even a color additive, believe it or not. But anyway, like the old Honda oils and stuff like that, I always ran those in my motorcycles, and it was always real dark and rich. It's like, yeah, I'm a nice thick good oil. That's no basis to determine the quality of your oil by no means. So don't do that. I'm just saying the older oils, before they had to get all, you know, had to limit what they could use, the polymers and all the pollutants that oils have. Although motorcycle oil still, whether you know this or not, if you put a motorcycle oil in your car and you live in an area that you got to be DEQ'd every year, your car will not pass DEQ with a motorcycle oil in it. The emissions put off will alert them, and you will not pass. You'll have to go find yourself some car oil, you know, Castrol or whatever, and change it out, try your DEQ again. I remember that stuff in Portland, because I always ran motorcycle oils in my cars, and every year when it came time to run the vehicle through DEQ, I had to run down there's a sporting goods store that had a great auto parts section to it. It was called G.I. Joe's. It was pretty common up here in the Northwest. I would just grab some like Castrol GTX or something like that and run through it. Man, every once in a while we'll run across, you know, somebody with a Spider or motorcycle or something that runs a car oil in them. Jeez. Do not run a car oil in your motorcycle. I don't care what manufacturer or anything you go through. That's a huge no-no. Car oils have to meet, you know, different requirements for a car engine. You gotta remember, a car engine doesn't have a transmission and a clutch riding in that oil either. And for the most part, a Harley doesn't either. But you know, from what I've seen, one of their ways of keeping it under emissions, whatever, it seems to be lower in detergents. That's a sheriff sitting right there. I hope I wasn't coming down that hill too fast. I think this thing rolls down to like 25 or something. Wow, look at them houses that are abandoned. That's pretty scary, huh? Right there. Last time I came through here, you know, you always look at these tracks, you know. There's a dang train parked right there and scared the crap out of me. You know how hey look, there's well, it's white, but there's a seafoam colored old classic car sitting inside there. That little kid. But anyway, Spiders, you know, the clutch and transmission, everything's all running in the same oil, like most motorcycles are that way. The majority of them are. You know, obviously Harleys aren't. The transmission, chain case, and engine are all separate oils. And really you can run, you know, like Harley's synthetic motor oil. They recommend it for you know, transmission, engine, and chain case, but yet they sell a transmission and chain case oil. But I think their synthetic stuff is different. I don't know, I haven't studied it. We're not a Harley dealer, so I can't speak any facts about that. I'm just gonna roll out here. This is a route I take to go around that Boistford route. But I'm gonna drive straight out. There's this little town that's like a retirement town. And in fact, I think the little sign as you're coming in, it says, you know, something about 55 and older. And it's this real quiet little place, which I guess, you know, a retirement community should be. Oh, I did something different, and well, I don't know, I haven't tested this at all. I'll see when I get back. But the Drift HD mics that I'm running, you know, they had slipped out of their holder and went all the way up past the foam. Was just kind of laying in the cloth material between the foam and the padding underneath it. And it was just, I mean, it sounded like they were stuck in my throat. You know, you could hear my breath just like crazy. I'm like, wow, I am not breathing that way. You know, my wife and whoever else is there going, what is that? Why do you have the mic stuffed down your throat, or what's going on? Oh, when I got the Cenas, I discovered when I was putting the Cena 20S, the new Cena, I guess I should say, when I was putting that in, I happened to notice that the mic, like, where's the mic? It slipped all the way forward. So essentially, it was in my mouth. And man, those things gain up like you wouldn't believe. There's not a lot of ambient noise. And it's weird, it must be something to do with a you know, a bouncing around of sound or something, but when you open the shield, the pickup becomes a lot louder, which seems really weird. So it must be, you know, when the shield's shut, it creates this little envelope that that the mics pick up, and they actually, the gain drops quite a bit. You know, I could be walking around, you know, with that normal heavy breathing or the, you know, the loud breath sound, and I could shut the shield and that would almost go away. So it must be, you know, captured in that bubble, so to speak. The shield being shut completes the bulb. One other thing I'm doing, I'm of course, this isn't the best weather for it, so I'm not sure how well it's going to work. But I took an old Polarizer filter. I don't even remember what camera it was for. It's a 58mm, so I think it was probably one of my point and shoots or something. It may be for one of my SLR lenses. I just don't recall which one's 58mm. But I kind of gorilla taped it to the lens. I took my took the GoPro and the phone app and walked outside and you know, found where basically neutral, or I guess the polarizers are going in a horizontal direction, which the lens actually has a little arrow painted on it which tells you where that neutral spot is, and that's basically the one that seemed to work the best. I'd spin it around blindly and look, and it was always, that little arrow was always right at the top. So I said, well, you're it. So we'll see what kind of difference that makes to helping kick some of the glare out. And based on my findings, should I have this polarizer filter set right, I may order one of those filters that they're probably not even in my cart anymore. But I'm still on the fence on whether I want to. I'm thinking about buying the all black case and hacking it up to become a skeleton case with the sides open. You know, mimicking what a skeleton case does, but with the black case. And if I do that, if I buy the polarizer filter for this older style case, which clips on better, that'll kind of force my hand to go a different route. I'm not going to spend $30 on that thing, and well, you know, I'd use it on this too. I use the 3 Plus so much still that what difference would it make? Buy one for each, the Hero 4 and the Hero 3 Plus. Well, actually, the 3 Plus came with the smaller case, so I guess that'd be the Hero 3 that had the larger case. I remember when they first announced that thing, I thought the entire camera was smaller, because, you know, all their splash screen on their website was, you know, how much smaller it is, and a certain percent smaller and whatever, lighter, I think, too. And I'm going, wow, they made the camera different, so now all my cases and everything are null and void. Well, it turns out the camera was the same size, they just reduced the case size, which I really do like how that looks a lot. But I wasn't going to spend another $50 on the newer style skeleton case, so I've just been using this one. Yeah, Rider wood, established 1923. Oh, and I was looking at the big reader board there, because that almost seems like it's new. I don't remember that last time I came through here. I rode my DR through here end of last year at some point. But this is I was looking at the reader board, and I went past the sign that says it's a 55 and older community. So what keeps the yahoos from still coming in here? Wow, look at these. A lot of these houses are quite old. A lot of them look like they're manufactured homes as well. Whereas the houses reach a point of disrepair, they mow the house down and bring in a manufactured home. Yeah, now as they get towards this end, most of them are. That one looks like a regular house, so is that one. No through traffic. I'm just gonna go up here and loop around. There's a little park sitting right there. You know, one thing you get, you know, around older folks, they really appreciate something like this old Road King. They think that's pretty cool. You know, it reminds them of their younger days when they rode or whatever. Yeah, see, it's just a little park with a little enclosed area and whatnot. So I hope the polarizer lens makes a nice difference. It should. I use them a lot in photography. Oh boy. He says, man, that reminds me of my 1947 Harley. That's just cool. Flush back some good old memories. Yeah, 55 plus community, that sign says. It might have shown up on the screen. I was looking to the left when I went past it. It's to the right. So one other thing, I bought the Smart Remote, and that thing's pretty cool. It's got like 40% more battery life, which I never really had battery life issues with my other ones. And the only battery issues I had with them is you got to be careful where you put them in your camera bag, because if they get bumped, they turn on, and you don't have that you know, timeout shut off feature with the remotes like you did like you do the GoPros. You know, if there's no activity within a certain amount of time, they just shut off. So anyway, I'd pull those things out of my camera bag and the thing would be dead. It'd turn on for a second, and you get the empty battery symbol, and boom, it'd go off. That's It's so irritating. But I found little spots in my battery or in my camera bags where I lay it up against the, you know, the soft divider or something. My phone just made some kind of audible sound there. Not sure what that was. Volume was down. Almost feel compelled to just turn the camera on when I ride. I'm just going for a warm-up ride. And I wanted to test to see the difference of the Polarizer on there, along with, which I never completed. What the hell was that? I didn't touch a peg. So I flung a rock underneath there or something. The microphones. I have moved them again. So I cut some deeper slits in the foam and set them in. And when I checked, they were right where they were supposed to be. But I've noticed in my videos that you hear way more wind noise and way less voice. It's like the wind is overpowering the voice. So I elongated those slits and moved them forward, oh, probably an inch. So they're close to the tip of the foam. And we'll see if this makes a difference. Now it does make the bikes, there's more audible bike sound the way it was, which I do like that, but it was all the wind and the bike was overpowering. So we'll see. Oh, look at the little bridge going across there. That's a regular little road, isn't it? Was that a dead end road? Let's find a safe place here to loop this behemoth around here, and we'll take a peek. How about right in the middle of a blind turn? It's probably a dead-end road. Doesn't say private or anything. It says one-lane bridge, dead end. But I like the bridge. This is cool. Now, what river do I have going underneath me here? Is this the Chehalis, or? Look at this thing, man. It's positively ancient. Oh, look at that. Oh, score big time. Here, why don't we drive off to the other side here and stop for a second. I don't see any date stamps or anything on the bridge either. Am I too far? No. Oh, look at this. Hey, look at them bridge embankments. That looks like the one on the Meekler Road Bridge. But that was a 2-lane. Here, I'm wearing my Joe Rocket jacket today. It's all scratchy on my helmet, I hear. Didn't notice that before. Here's the date stamp. 1927. Wow. Isn't that crazy? Look where you can tell they've sandblasted this thing at some point. Man, that's old-fashioned driven rivets there. Isn't that cool? Wow. Look at that. Looks like somebody cut something off. There was something attached there at some point. Oh, it probably had a different type of... Oh yeah, look how those are in the ground. It had a different type of railing on it at some point. I hope that scratching from my coat isn't picking up in the camera. Look at the rope swings down there. Look how deep that is right there. That is positively a huge hole. That big slab of rock running down the side and it just goes into a big hole. Wow, this is really cool. Now here are them dogs. I'm not on a motorcycle. It'd really be uncool for them things to come down here and chaw on me. That'd be a little upsetting. Some bitch, that's a long ways down. That'd be a pretty good thump to the bottom of that. Yeah, that's nice. How beautiful and peaceful is that, huh? I love old things like this old bridge. That's cool as heck. Oh shit, there's a house right there. Here's something banging around like somebody banging a bucket or something. I'm like, what the hell? You know what's nice though? I see a couple little specks. I see like a Miller Lite or a Miller beer can down there, but it's other than that, something's down there, but it's pretty much devoid of litter. It's always nice. Yeah, I wonder when they updated it looks like they put some flat plates and drilled it down. Hey, check this out. Look underneath there, it's wood. This thing's wood, they paved over it. It's got a freaking wood top layer on it. Wow. But yeah, these new guardrails are bolted down. You can see a big bolt right there. And they just took a blacktop and filled over it. Probably so it wouldn't damage your tires or something. Well, let's see what the dead end leads to. How long have we been going now? 32 minutes. So, do you think I'll have to hack some of this up? Just mosey on out here a little bit. Wow, look at how deep that ditch is. Man, you come sliding out here in the ice and fall off, you're a done deal. I can see right now that ends at somebody's house. And this one's probably going to do the same thing. What a retard. I'm in like third gear. The thing hiccuped a little bit there and I went, well, what was that all about? I'm not going to go down here and get chased by a dog in a turnaround. It's going to end right there, I can see. Private property, no trespassing. So I'll take you guys across the bridge here. I pretty much need to let you go. What I'm gonna do with it? Geez, that long of a video is gonna make probably 3 files, isn't it? And it's 4 gigabyte block. Now, how many times have I? Well, I don't always go this far, but I've driven down here enough that I should have spotted this bridge. I was driving through here too fast, and you can see that was logged here somewhat not too long ago. See where they replanted it, and they're just that's probably not more than a year or so old. Look at that. Something else that just got logged. It doesn't end. I swear. They're like pissed off at the Northwest up here or something. I'm telling you, it's going to become a desert out here. You know, and the bad thing is, and maybe that's why it upsets me, in my lifetime, I'll never see that become a huge forest again. You know, I'd have to live another 50 years before it becomes anything, you know, worthy and pretty. But, you know, I say that, and I've seen things that, since I moved up here, again, that were logged and, you know, a kind of forest now. Obviously, it's not old growth. But if it was if it was planted when I was born, maybe you could call it old growth. But a lot of little roads that head out these dead end things. Didn't I say I was going to leave here? Look at this, after 4 o'clock already. I'm going to be right in the middle of the garage doing a service on this thing when my wife comes home from work. So, don't do it. You can think about it, but don't do it. And you guys know where that's from? Leave that in a comment if you know where that's from. What I just said. It'll be interesting to see how many of you know where that's from. Oh, look at that old barn there. That's kind of cool. Yep, I did hear a motorcycle. Looks like a little TTR, either a 125 or a 225 or 230. Oh my God, there it did it again. He's on one of the little side tracks though. He's stepping out to let somebody go by. Radar check, or speed checked by radar. See, what I was telling you about saying things backwards? It's a motovlogging thing, I think. And don't be giving me a bunch of crap either, because I hear a lot of you guys doing it too. There's too many things going through your head while you're riding a motorcycle and trying to talk to someone that's not there. You're talking to someone that's in the future going to be there, if you even use it. This is Vader, Washington too, a little small town. Kelly's uncle lives here in Vader. It would be interesting to see if that Polarizer, I didn't sit on the bike, I was just standing out on my front porch playing around with it. It would be interesting to see if it takes some of that reflection off. You can actually set those to, well, the circular Polarizers, you can actually set it to remove that. But the thing with Polarizers is, you know, with photography, you guys that are into photography, you pretty much need to use a circular polarizer because you need to spin it to achieve the desired effect of whatever you're taking a picture of. And, you know, what concerns me is the GoPro polarizer filters. It's just got to be in the neutral position, and you're just stuck with that one. There's no circular polar, not that I've seen anyway. There probably is adapters or something, but anyway. Oh, look at St. Helens sitting out there. Hello, St. Helens. How the heck are you, young lady? Which reminds me. Anybody keeping count on how many goodbyes I've said? Because I sure the heck haven't been. I got a trip planned. It does have to get warmer. And it's about 4 hours each. Oh man, that was a huge hole. It's about 4 hours each direction, so it's going to be an all-day trip. I'll get up at the dark and head out, spend the day out there. It's something close by, but you just can't get to it real in a short distance. As a crow flies, it would be about 50 miles from me. Maybe not even that far. But it is a whole ton longer to drive there. I've kind of gone that direction before, but I turn off on this one. So anyway, I'm going to say my goodbye now. So we'll chit-chat with you boys and girls later. Look at the deer in the middle of the road. 2 of them running up the side. See them, see them, see them. Anyway, I'm gone. We'll see you. Goodbye. Thanks for watching now. Bye-bye.